Pledge
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, before we start, if I could have the point of privilege, I know this is your last meeting, so I just wanted to say how much I've enjoyed and benefited from working with you for 7 years.
Thank you, Brian.
On this board. You know, you've always sought the best mutual outcome for the citizens and citizen applicants and the township. And so, you know, I wish you well, and so it really has been a real pleasure to be associated with you.
Thank you very much, Brian. I can say that it's been a pleasure working with everybody here as well, and I've got to meet a lot of nice people and be involved in the township, and it's been my honor. So I thank everybody here for allowing me to partake in this process.
Your last day, my first meeting, man,
Serendipity.
and you look like the best dude out there, it's all smiling and everything.
This is my last meeting. All right, so tonight is going to be a short night. We had 2 on board, but we have some housekeeping, so we're going to have 1 issue to see. Mr. Solicitor, I'll pass it to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The application of Vandalay Industries LLC, try to not laugh about that name, at 105 Lee Drive, Plymouth meeting. We received a letter dated December 3rd, 2024 from counsel Neil Stein, who represents the applicant. They have not yet visited the Planning Commission, so they will be doing that in January, and he requested to be continued until January 20th, 2025. So it will be appropriate for the board to entertain a motion to open the hearing and continue it on the record to January 20th, 2025 at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Plymouth Township Building.
We have a motion.
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Roll call.
Yeah, roll call.
Roll call vote. Abby?
I'm in favor. My only question is, does the township not, Martin Luther King Day? I know the courthouse, the courts are closed.
They're open. The
They are?
township is open on MLK Day and President's Day.
Okay. I just wanted to check my calendar to.
Yeah, good question.
Mr. Higgins?
In favor.
Mr. Bailey?
In favor.
Mr. Aprile?
In favor.
And I'm in favor, so see them in January.
See them in January.
What do you think? All right, so right now we have Mr. Karmansky, who you want to come up here, get sworn in, and let us know what you want to do.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman, let me just announce that this is the application of John Karmansky, property located at 731 Woodbrook Lane in the B as in boy residential zoning district. Mr. Karmansky is asking for relief to erect a 24-foot by 36-foot garage where the maximum dimensions of a garage in the B residential district are 24 feet by 24 feet, and to allow 48% impervious where 35% is permitted. And before Mr. Karmansky begins, he should probably be sworn in, and we'll hear from him.
State your full name, please.
John M. Karmansky.
Raise your right hand, please, sir, so I may swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Karmansky, before you begin, let me just ask if there's anybody here who is here and interested in this hearing. Is there anybody here who wishes to take a position on this hearing, either in favor or against this application? Okay, let the record reflect no vote. Oh, yes.
Just moral support, Fred.
Oh, okay.
He's a neighbor,
Yeah.
he's for it.
He's, okay,
Yeah.
just checking. If you were against it, I would have to go through a whole
No, right. I'm just-
thing. Okay, no parties in opposition. Thank you. Mr. Karmansky?
The only thing I ask is when you speak, just speak right into that microphone,
Okay.
just so it records.
Okay, so my name is John Karmansky. I live at 731 Woodbrook Lane. I have a few classic cars. I'm looking for storage for those. Right now, it's a financial burden for those to be off-site. And with that property, I figured, hey, you know, why can't I put in a garage back there to house them? In the neighborhood, I've seen several garages larger than 24 by 24. So it's pretty common in the area. So that's my case, and that's what I'm asking for, is for that size garage.
All right, that's it? Okay. All right, does the board have any questions, Ms. Leeds?
I do not, sorry, I was just looking at it on the map. I do not.
All right, Marty?
Yeah, the gentleman here, is he your next door neighbor?
He's my backdoor neighbor, so he's directly behind the garage.
I'm on
Like
Clover Lane.
Clover? Okay.
What about the neighbors on either side?
Nobody is, I went to each of those folks, and they said, hey, we have garages that same size, we're okay with it. Nobody, said it was going to be an issue at all. And I, grew up and lived in Plymouth Meeting and in that house for 54 years, and know all the neighbors. None of them object at all. We all know each other personally. Right?
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Daly?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, Mr. Kamiansky, are you looking to replace an existing garage with a new one?
So there was a garage there probably 30 years ago. The two concrete pads are still intact in the backyard. It was actually two, and then there's a patio after that. So I'm looking to rip those up to take that, space up, and then, because that garage was there years ago. Like I said, 30 years has been gone.
Yeah.
But the pads are still there. I'm gonna take those pads down and, put that new garage in the back. So it's kind of a little bit offsetting.
Okay. I noticed though, if you look at your facing the house on the right-hand side, if you look at the yard, it looks like there might be an old shed or something. Is that a different structure?
So my neighbors have a big garage. I think it's like 36 by 36 or something. It's pretty large. It's all the way in the backyard where I would like to place my garage in the same location, just on my property.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and it will be, the new garage will be 10 feet from the dwelling. I know you were intended to put an addition on, right?
Yes, so the garage will be all the way in the back of the yard. So it'll be 10 foot off the property line in the back. So it would be a good, I think 30 foot from the addition, and the addition is for something in the future,
Yeah.
right? So I could make modifications to that square footage if it must be, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And the neighbor's okay with that?
Yes.
With the added impervious coverage, are you allowed for drainage and things like that?
Yeah, so I plan on putting a drainage ditch along the side. My residence or the property, so that's where all the water comes down, through my property. I'm gonna have to do something with drainage because it would drain across my property down to the creek across the street.
Okay.
It always has, it's always been wet, and the clay in the ground, has puddles up. So there's something I definitely have to do to, have drainage off the property, probably the same natural way into the street and, whatnot.
Okay.
Yep.
So that would probably have to be subject to the township people looking at it.
Yeah, we would review it in the process, just to make sure something's being done.
And that would go along with the addition building
Right.
permit and all that, right? We would have to figure that out. This was just, I thought, for the zoning, right, to make
Correct.
sure that that square footage was acceptable, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. No further questions.
Thank you.
Mr. Pruitt?
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Utilities, what kind of utilities will be in it?
So I was going to run electric to it, and that was it, just for lights and things like that. But besides that, I don't really.
No plumbing, just to store
It's
cars?
just to store cars.
No second business in the back?
No, I do own a business. I own a restaurant. So I'm a software architect by day. I have 3 rental properties down in the city of Philadelphia. That's where some of my cars are dispersed. And then I own a restaurant ready to come on the market. But everything is down there. There's a kitchen down there. It's all set up down there. So no, there'll be nothing for the restaurant, nothing for any other business.
No
It's just-
commercial in your backyard?
No, it's personal property. I want to store there. Because of the rentals, I have a lot of tools also. I worked with builders my whole life as I went to school and whatnot, so I'm very handy. I have a lot of tools, a lot of cars, and I'd rather have them in a building that's close to my residence, and the property looks big enough to me, but of course that's up to you guys.
You putting a lift in it too?
I was thinking about just putting a stackable in there, just to stack cars if I have to, but whatever the township allows, I'm okay with. Just having the 3-car, the 36 would allow me to have 3 cars in there. That would fit my bill, right? So that's what I'm looking for.
No more questions. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
just
you.
answered my question, how you came up with that number. So that'll fit 3 cars.
Yeah, that would be 3 cars. That gives you, like 12 foot apiece, right? It'd be 12, yeah, 36, so
You
that
have,
would be.
neighbors have the same size shed?
Yes, the neighbors next door, they're at least that size, right? It's more, 36 by 36. And if you go down 2 doors down, that one's probably 24 by 40. They're all pretty large on that street. I think that street or that block just has larger lots. So I think my lot's almost 0.48 acres almost. So it's larger than most. And I think that's why the garages may have been, okay in the past, or maybe the laws changed, I'm not sure. But most folks do have larger garages on that street.
Okay, no further questions, Mr. Sis?
Just one question, Mr. Karmansky. There will be no residential use of this garage?
No, it's purely storage. If you see my garage downtown with the tools and cars, you're like, I get it, right?
Just wanted to get that on the record.
Yeah, folks, yeah, gotcha.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No further questions.
Is there anybody in the audience that would like to say words for this application? Is there anybody that wants to speak against this application? That being said, do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman, to grant variance from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 as amended, Article 19, Section 1908.1, and Article 6, Section 602, F, to build a 24 by 36 garage where 24 by 24 is the maximum permitted, and allow 48% impervious coverage where 35% is allowed. The drainage for impervious coverage is to conform to the township, or be subject to the township engineer review. There'll be no residential commercial use for the garage, and all will be completed subject to the testimony and exhibits offered this evening.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, Ms. Leeds?
In favor?
Ms. Higgins?
In favor.
Mr.
In
Daly?
favor.
Mr. Creel?
In favor.
And I vote in favor. Good luck with your
All right.
garage.
Hey, thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Awesome. I'll be in touch.